What's going on, YouTube? Young Consumer. I'm back with a review of the new late 2015 5K iMac. I've had it since it's come out. I just took some time to play around with it, to do some editing, play a few games on it, run some tests. So here's my review of the new 2015 iMac. Let's get into it. Alright, before we start the review of the iMac, let's see what we got under the hood. So let's look at what we got. We got the 27, of course, late 2015 iMac processors, 4 gigahertz i7 core, i7. It's a quad core actually. 24 gigabytes of memory. I didn't max it out, being that 24 gigs is enough for what I'm trying to do, the editing and the few games I play on it, and doodling around with some pictures and stuff. So 24 gigs was good, so I didn't max it out. But when that time comes, of course, I'll max it out. But I did get the highest end graphics card Apple offers. The M395X 4 gig graphics card. It was the highest. But it's interesting. Last year's model, I think it was the M2, maybe 2 something. I did some research on it. They said it's pretty much the same graphics card, just repackaged. But anyway, I went with the highest end. But on my storage, I only did 256 gigs. Being that I have a few external hard drives that I plan on hooking up, so I'm going to port over most of my apps, especially all my movies and photos. So 256 gigs is pretty good. But let's go on with the review. First, let's do a few tests. So we're going to do one test. Black Magic. We all know what this does. This tests how fast your SSD is, and I have to give it up to Apple. They always seem to do pretty well with their SSDs, but let's see what we get on this speed. As you can see, it's totally maxed out on write and read, so the speed's amazing. It opens up quick, closes quick. There's no real wait time. Once you go SSD, it's hard to go back to a standard hard drive. So SSD is phenomenal. So good job on that, Apple. Now I do have 3 tests. Let's switch back to the desktop one. The Nova Bench score. I did the Geekbench and the Cinebench, and all the scores, if you know, are pretty good. But I'll be honest. Most people don't really know what none of these scores mean. You can Google it and you see a lot of different responses. But like Nova Bench, it tests your CPU, your RAM, your disk speed. Your Geekbench tests your processor, your memory. And then you have Cinebench, it tests your main processor, your graphics card under real world circumstances. So looking up the scores online, they're great scores, but I'm one that believes in software trumps hardware. So what I mean by that is you can have high scores, but if the computer doesn't do what you want it to do, the scores doesn't matter. As far as using the computer, it is super fast. There's no hiccups. We can look at, let's open up iMovie, and I want to show you a video I have that I'm currently working on. Actually, this video that I'm working on, I'm doing it in 4K, and as you can see, as you go back and forth, there's no lag. And I did something else I thought was interesting too. If I open up Aperture, I open up Final Cut Pro, let's see, all of this stuff is open, Aperture is open, and if I go back to iMovie, I mean, there's no lag. I mean, the computer runs smooth. I think it's an amazing computer. The screen is amazing. Unfortunately, you can't tell, but if you have the opportunity to go to a Apple store and see the screen, it is amazing. So would I recommend it as a buy? Well, it all depends. If you're into video editing and you want the highest quality video, you're into doing photos, I think this is wonderful computer. I think I paid around, I want to say 2,000 and some change, but I used the discount for students. My wife is currently a teacher and she's still in school, so I was eligible for that. And then I also used my Discover card, and they have a promotion going on that they give you 10% back if you purchase an Apple product using their card. So I think it brought it down to like 1,800. I did get the new mouse and also the new trackpad, and it's nice. They're nice. I like both of them. And crazy as it sounds, I kind of like the mouse better. I know the trackpad has all the gestures and stuff, but I'm kind of feeling the mouse. But overall, it's not going to be an in-depth review. When you're dealing with a computer, you really just got to play with it. Go to the Apple Store, sit down, play with it. Reviews are great, but what I like, you may not like. What do you think is important? I may not think is important. But overall, I think it's a very solid computer. If you had last year's iMac or the year before, and like I say, you're not really into doing a lot of editing in 4K, then I probably wouldn't buy it. But I'm coming from a 2012 Mac Mini, which I love. I gave it to my wife. I think it's a phenomenal starter computer, especially if you're getting into the Apple world. So this was a major upgrade for me. I love it. I think it's a fantastic computer. Check it out, But I appreciate you guys stopping by and spending a few minutes with me. Give me some pointers on what you think I should review next. How I should do my reviews, if I need to be more in depth. Like I said before, for my first video, is just trying to get the opinion from the average consumer, someone who's not real deep into technology, who just buys things, who likes tech, just buys it to use, So I'm just trying to get it from that point of view. So give me some pointers on what I should do, on how I can make this video better. I got a lot of more things in store. For instance, I'm going to be reviewing the new iPad Pro. I just purchased that. I'm waiting on the pencil and the keyboard. It's interesting, you can't get them now if you didn't order the keyboard and the pencil at launch. And it won't be available till the end of the month. But I am using it, so I can't wait to get the review on that. So again, guys, thanks. Please subscribe, comment, and see you later.